how's everyone doing? So this video is a little different. I get still some comments today that they're really liking the quality of the videos have gone up because we've gotten a new camera. So I want to just talk a little bit about gear for people, and what is out there, and what I think you should at least get if you want good smooth shots. And Joe, I think, has touched on this too over in Bladecraft. So now you don't need a camera like this. This is the XA60 Canon camcorder. I've already expressed why I use a camcorder is because they're designed to do nothing but video, whereas a DSLR or mirrorless is actually the primary is for photography, video second. So not going to get into that, but people get intimidated with this camera, you know, like these. But the thing is, you don't have to do all the whistles and bells on it. I'm just taking it to the next level. You can still pick it up, hit record, and it'll record. It's that simple. But there are other alternatives out there. So let's kind of take a look at some stuff. So let me get this off the tripod, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so let me see here. Okay, a must, I say, for anybody is a slider. This is how I get all those nice smooth shots. It's kind of angled right now, but get a slider. Slider is awesome to have. And this slider was, God, I want to say just $30. See, they're not very expensive. You get between 30. This is a 24-inch. Now, 24-inch is the length of the bar. The inside's actually shorter. Your travel. But they make all different sizes. You get anywhere from $30 to $60. You know, short ones. This is not the biggest one I have. And then I just bought a fluid head to go on top of it, which works really, really nice. This fluid head wasn't much, $50. So it gives you a nice movement. It really does. It's nice and smooth. You can also get one of these, because this is a Manfrotto style plate, but then you can put on these a ball head, which is an Acu Swiss plate. Cats. Now, the only thing I don't like about ball heads is if you don't tighten these down very good. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. If you don't have enough tension on it, they will just flop around with the weight of the camera on it. They're great because you get different angles and whatnot, but yeah. And the Acu Swiss won't fall out. As you can see, there's a little stopper at the bottom. Okay. The problem is these plates are tiny. They do make bigger ones, but they're tiny compared to something like this. Now, some people say, "Oh, I don't like these. My camera fell out." My camera's not falling out, and that's like really not even tightened down. And then it comes off. Click it. You tighten this down. It's not going anywhere. The nice thing about these too is let's come over here. Kitty cats everywhere, yes. So we got on that one. Now, they do make different types of plates. But let's see. It's not coming out of there. And if I just tighten this down, it's not moving. So I kind of like the Manfrotto style than an AccuSwiss. Now, the second thing, like I said, so that depends on if you get a slider, what you want to put on there. You want to put a fluid head or a ball head. I've noticed most ball heads are a AccuSwiss plate, so be aware of that. Second thing I would say somebody should get for nice good shots is a tripod. A good tripod. Now this one, as you can see, has a ground spreader, so I can get really low. This goes about 21 inches from the ground up to the tripod right now. That's how low it can get. This one can actually get lower if I take the ground spreader off. Just got to remember, if you do that, put a heavy load on there, because these do have spikes in the feet. Now I was using, we've all seen these, this type of tripod. Now these are fine, these tripods, nothing wrong with them. The problem is with these is, as you can see, they're really stiff. So to get smooth shots, you're not going to get it. And this is kind of like an AccuSwiss plate. Okay, but they won't fit because they're a different size on something like the ball head. And I don't like this because if you have to do it one-handed, as you can see, like I'm trying to do right now, it's a real pain in the ass. You can't just lock it in. You have to open this. So, there. Potentially can drop your camera. So now I have two of these. I use them for lights. I just take the head off. So, but this guy can screw into this. The other thing I don't like about these, in a way, is, I mean, they are aluminum, but they're not very stable. And if you have something like, we've got a $2,000 camera, you really don't want to put it on something like this. I was always leery of the cats knocking this thing over, and then there goes our camera. You know, so the cool thing too with this tripod head is this is a standard head. Press that. Now if you have a DJI camera with a plate, now you can lock that plate into here. That's what this is for. Those are the model numbers for the DJI. Then you press it back and you're at standard again. So that's kind of cool. Your alternative to not having to spend a lot of money on a camera, if you're just going to do video, is one of these. Done a lot of videos on this. Okay. This, I think, $80 to $100 camera, and it served its purpose. I still use it today. So even got IR, night vision. So good little cameras, point and shoot. That's it. That's all you need, really, if that's all you care about. Just get something you can put it in and get a decent mic. This is not a bad one. They don't make it though, unfortunately, no more. This Booyah shotgun mic. So, and then of course lights. You want lights. I have one that's somewhere else right now, and then that is for our action camera, which I don't have out right now. But This light goes with this camera because it is a special light. This one right here. It can also be used for that one, but I use it primarily for this camera, and I'll show you why. Let me turn it on. Okay, we're on. Don't see nothing, do you? There you go. And we turn it down. This is an infrared light. So if you're shooting night vision, you put this on and it brightens it up even more for you. So it's a specific light. And this light was like $24. And there's two versions of this. Version 1, version 2. This is version 2. The battery life is a lot longer. So if you want to do some night vision shots, investing on something like this is great to have. I would do it. They're really handy. And if everything looks kind of like hazy from this video, it's because I have a white pro mist on this camera right now. That's the thing, even with this camera right here, okay, what people don't realize is these ends right here, right inside here, in fact you can hear my fingernail maybe, that's a thread. All camcorders on the end are threaded, so that way you can put filters on them. And that's what I use with this camera. If anybody saw one of my cutting videos where you could see the Saya on this side of the camera while I was cutting on this side of the camera, it's because I was tricking my camera. Because cameras can't focus on two things at once, but you can trick them. And the trick is a split diopter, and that's what I had on this camera, was a split diopter. Used in movies back in the day a lot, so you can do some cool stuff. Now you don't need to do those type of things if you don't want to. I just want to bring my stuff up to the next level for everybody. Oh, and good camera case. Oh, what's going on here? I have something. Yep, I had a cord in my way here. You want a good camera case? Harbor Freight. I got this in a bigger case with a coupon for $100. And the camera's sitting here nicely. And I have no fear if they get dropped. Don't know how much waterproof they are, tight they are, but they hold the cameras really, really good because I have a next size up of that one. And maybe getting one more. So yeah, that's it guys. That's pretty much all I'm doing. You know, it's just the right gear. But like I said, I would highly recommend the two things if you want to do swords reviews and whatnot. Get yourself a slider. Okay. Get yourself a good tripod. Specifically want the fluid head, like this one, or like this one. Okay, now this tripod right here is also a ground spreader. This is the Magic line. This is just about $200 for this series. This one is a focus GVM. You can get this right now on Amazon for $80. Okay, just look for the ground spreader one if that's what you want. $80. I got it. It was on a Christmas sale for $50. If you go to GVM's website for this exact tripod, it's $250. So that's a steal on Amazon for $80 right now. Now the only thing that ticked me off is the handle. Said it was supposed to come with the telescopic handle. It didn't. I was pissed. So I tried to get them to correct it. They didn't. So that's on them. but it's not a bad tripod. Now, the only thing it has for dampering is your tilt pan, your tilt. Okay, that's it, and a lock for panning. Whereas the Magic Line has a tensioner for both, so you can add tension for how fast you want to go. But again, Amazon has it for $80. It, like I said, their website, it's $250. So if you want to get this one because you want to spend a ton of money, I would go with this one. But if you want a little grade up, I would go with the Magic Line. I love that Magic Line. That Magic Line's awesome. Even though this one will go lower than the Magic Line, if that's what you're going for, too. But yeah, get yourself a good tripod, a slider, and you'll notice a difference. For sure. And like I said, sliders, they've gotten really cheap. Manual ones. The motorized ones, I would do a lot of research for motorized sliders because a lot of times people don't like them because the motors. You can hear the motor in your video. So, there's pros and cons. Some are quiet, some are loud. But you just have to get used to using a slider by manually. I mean, I can move really fast with this. So, and another trick, if you do get a slider, to keep it smooth, spray some Pledge on a rag and wipe it down on the rails on the side and on the wheels, and that thing will fly like crazy. But yeah, this is the gear that we have. This is why the quality keeps going up and up and up and up and up. But like I said, you don't have to spend like $2,000 on a camera. You can get what's in there, $80 to $100, if that's what you want. You could still mount that little camera on one of these though. So I would definitely invest in a good tripod, because man, that makes a world of difference right there. So that's all I have for you guys. And like I said, it's just what gear you get. And if you get one of these little cameras, I would suggest you make sure it at least shoots at 1080p. Okay? That's the highest you can go on Amazon, or on, YouTube. It's 1080p. They say that's 4K. Not sure. I know this one's 4K. Don't know about that one. But that is the highest I do believe YouTube will go. If you shoot at 6K, YouTube is going to knock it down to 4K. So 1080p. If you want 4K, I mean, the 4K cameras have gotten pretty cheap too. Get 4K, 1080p. That's all you got to do. The rest of it's in your post, in your editing. That's how I do all the little color changes and everything, is I just do it in editing. And I use these filters. So I've got 2 white mists, a black mist, and then the diopter. I got a vortex lens for this. Yeah, and you can have a lot of fun doing it. But that's the thing. You can definitely have fun doing videos with a camera like this and do all these different effects and things. So if that's what you want to do, do it. I mean, Caesar said and done. Like I said, this is $2,000. But if you do go for a camera like this, make sure you get the top rig. Unless you don't care about that. Because some, like Panasonic, they sell theirs without the top rig. and then if you want the top rig, you're almost in it for $2,000. So they're charging you separately. Canon will give you both. So just so you know. But yeah, I would go with the top rig because you have XLR input for your mic, and that'll make a bigger difference for sound. But that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you liked this video and found it informative and inspires you to, look at different options that are out there and things that you can, how to get different shots if you want. I love these ground spreader tripods because it allows me to do a lot more than average, and also having the ground spreader, if you have to raise it all the way up, you loosen up your ground spreader and you spread it out and you have a more stable base. So that's another plus. Whereas if it's in the center, yeah, it'll be stable, just not as much because you're not widening the base out more. So that's it, guys. We will see you later. And yeah, take it easy.